Hello and welcome back to another rebuild this Saturday afternoon, and down to a suggestion down in the comment box. We are going over to Israel and we're going to be taking on MACCABI Haifa. They are predicted to finish first in the Israeli league, and a transfer budget of just shy of £500,000 and a wage budget of 173,000, enjoying the finest era in the 2000s, based on a total of 29 competition wins. They have won the Israeli top division 14 times and finishing runners-up 9 times, having won the State Cup 6 times and finished second best 11 further times. They've also won the Toto Cup in 2003 and won the Premier League Toto Cup in 1994, 2006, 8 and 21, and finished second best 2 further times. The Premier League, they've won it for the past couple of seasons, so we're going to continue that if at all possible. Last win in the State Cup in 2016, Toto Cup 2021, the Premier League, Israeli Cup Champion of Champions 1988 was the last time, the League Cup in 1984. There's no European football there, so that's something we're going to have to try and remedy, try and establish them in the hierarchy of European football if we can. The best 11, they've got David up front, at Zili at right, Haziza on the left hand side. They've got Abo Fani, Mohamed, Lavi in the midfield with Pierre, Goldberg, Sek and Sungren with Cohen in goal. And the president, Shakar, this is what he's wanting us to do: develop players using the youth system, play attacking football, maintain the club status as the most reputable team in Israel, maintain the best youth system and work within the budget. And for this season they want us to challenge for the league title, challenge for the State Cup and reach the UEFA Champions League proper. Well, hopefully that is going to be doable, and that is going to be the challenge I feel for this rebuild, as well as winning the league and keep entering the Champions League if at all possible. So if we have a look at our squad, they have got quite a lot of good players actually, to be fair. Quite youngish as well. There's an odd few that are in the 30s. They've got Haziza as well, 26-year-old. Sungren as well, Swedish, 31-year-old right back. Lavi, okay, nice. Would prefer to be in defence if at all possible. Fanny, 24-year-old, definitely somebody we could work around as well. Looks like he's reached his potential, but he's only 24 years old, so I'm hoping he can grow a little bit more than that. They're the best players. So if we have a look at high potentials, there's a couple of players out on loan, in loan. Strikers, why are we sending strikers out on loan? He is 18 years old though, so that's probably the reason why. Mohammed Ali, midfielder, lovely. I feel confident. I really do feel confident. We'll have to have a look through the whole team as well. Not so sure about the goalkeeping situation. American Cohen. If we have a look at our staff as well, the staff is not looking great at all, is it really? We're not up to capacity on staff, so that'll have to be remedied as well. Finances, £2.5 million in the bank. We have got 100% of the transfer revenue, so that's good. And any transfers that may have done. Perot, 1.6 from Gimgamp. 27-year-old striker. Okay, what's his stats like? 15 goals last season. 48 and 136, 1 in every 3. Okay, it's not too bad. Tabata as well, 850,000 from Ludgretz, left wing. 26-year-old. Oh, wow, look, pace and acceleration looks really nice also. 400,000 for Sek from Antwerp. Decent. 6'4". Wow, jump and reach and heading. Right, let's sort a formation out. We'll come back after the transfer window and see if we've improved the side a little bit. We are predicted to finish top of the table, I do believe. So let's just double check that. Season preview. Top of the table, 10 to 11 favourites to win it. And we have won it for the past 2 seasons as well. So away from Tel Aviv also. So it's going to be quite tough to keep it away from them. The rules, we need to finish in the top 4 to get European football, or at least to the qualifying rounds, but we need to win the league in order to progress through the qualifiers into the first round and group stages, which is going to be very, very difficult. Right, we managed to bring in 3 players, surprisingly. And the first one's Rigoberto Rivas, winger, cam, forward. Looks pretty good. A great pace and acceleration on him, just what we need, I think, when we are playing wingers. 1.3 million from Regina with a goal and 4 assists already to his name this season. Next up is central defender Omri Gandelman, 6'2". He's got a great jumping reach. Heading's not too bad either. Not bad stats overall, and he's cost us £1 million from Maccabi Netanya, one of our rivals in the league so far. And finally, we bring in one more player, a good potential, Dali and Landu. Brought this player in, not realising we've got too many foreigners in the side. We can only have a maximum of 6, so he's going to be sitting out this season. He's not going to be too happy about it, but there's not a lot I can do. But hopefully he'll be registered for some of the games at least anyway. And we pick him up on a free from Lille, I think it is. Not played too many games. He's been out on loan really to Belgium and out to another team in France. But we managed to snap him up mainly on his potential, I think. And at 22 years old as well, he's got time to grow. So we do spend £5 million overall. Half of that we've spent. We do lose a couple of players as well. Gershon goes for £12,000. Cherry goes for £325,000. And Atsile, our main man, he went. Somebody bought his release clause out, £1 million. So not too happy about that. This is a formation we are going to be using this season, the 4-2-3-1, with just a few adjustments. Rivas and Haziza are going to be playing out on the wings. We haven't got a designated forward yet. Fanny is in the midfield role. And we've still got a lot of work to do with this squad, I feel. They just need to up the ante a little bit. And if you look at our results so far, it has been a hit and miss in the friendlies. We get knocked out in the Champions League qualifiers to Ludogorets 7-0 overall, which was really disappointing. We do win the Super Cup final, though. So we win that on penalties. We do progress to the Europa League qualifiers, where we beat TNS 6-1 on aggregate with the 0-0 away. We play Cluj as well. We win that 1-0 over the 2 legs. And then between time we play the Toto Cup semi-final, where we smash Naziona 5-1, which lands us in another final. And in between all that, we do play some league games, which we have won all of them so far. We are lying top of the table, 4 for 4, which is absolutely superb, where we want to be. Lazio is the other team in this Europa League group stage, which I would expect us to go through, at least against Partizan, at least drop into the next competition. I don't know if you finish third, you drop into the Conference League. I don't know. But we have dropped down the rankings to 2-1 favourites now to win the league behind Tel Aviv. We have got 5 players in the Dream 11, which is phenomenal. So without any further ado, let's get this first season simulated. And we'll be straight back and see how we get on. We do not win the league, unfortunately. We miss out by 1 point in the end. We do take 9 losses, though. It's Hapoel Tel Aviv who take the league with 76 points. Now the league changes into 2 parts, where the top 6 come together for the last 12 games, I think it is, against each other for the title, and then everybody else scraps it out for relegation. Puero gets the top goal scorer for the division. That's absolutely fantastic. At least we get a player in there. And Rivas with the second most assists in the league. And we do have a yellow card problem like we have done on previous rebuilds, but we're winning that one as well. So the league, how did this unfold? There's a lot of wins in here, which is nice to see. We do have a very bad March, though, with losing to Hapoel twice in the month, both times 3-0 home and away. So that's what really did us that month there. But a lot of wins in here. A 6-3 win there. A 6-1 loss. Wow, okay. Looks relatively good. I'm quite pleased with that. The State Cup, we get all the way to the final, and we bring in our first trophy under our new regime. It's a close run thing as well. A 2-1 after extra time. Goals from Al Muhammad and Arad as well in the extra time. Wow, amazing. Super Cup, will win that on penalties after a 0-0 draw. So another trophy. And we also win a 3rd trophy. It's the Toto Cup. Fantastic. We beat Neziona 5-1, and then Bnei Saknin. I do apologise if I do butcher these names, but 4-4 and then penalties. We were it looks like we were considerably down in this game. 4-1 down. We fight back with the 77th minute equaliser, and then we would take it on the penalty shootout. Phenomenal. That's 3 trophies this season. The Champions League, we saw we get knocked out by Ludogorets, and the Europa League, we do make it to the group stages, and as you can see, just that 1 win against Partizan. Close calls against Lazio, Freiburg twice, but that must have seen us at bottom of the group. So it's disappointing, but hopefully we'll do a little bit better next time round. It looks like Poirot, he looks like he gets the most goals, 41 goals in 51 games in total. That's not bad for our 28-year-old 6'4" striker, it has to be said. 18 for David as well, with 10 assists. 12 for Fanny also. A lot of players getting a lot of game time as well. There's a couple of youngsters down here not really getting any games, but some of these, like this goalkeeper, 30-year-old, we'll have to move him along. He's concerned. Playing time. That's probably alright. And Fuchs as well, he feels alienated. But other than that, a lot of people getting a lot of game time and assists throughout the whole team, with Levy and David getting the most for the team. Just a couple of signings. 2 of the loanees that we had last season, we have decided to bring full-time to the club. Pierre Cornod, left back. We decided to bring him in. He was superb last season, so we let him have a contract. He said yes, and I'm very, very happy that he played 33 games for us last season, 6 assists and a draw. Really, really happy to bring him back on board. And the same goes for Dylan Batubinsiska, defender. Again, probably just for backup, really. £325,000, cheap as chips. He played 30 games for us last season. We also spend money on Totti from Wolverhampton. I think it was £500,000, 2 games, a goal and a player of the match award already. Centre back, 6'2". Stats look really, really nice, and I think he's going to do well. And we just decided to bolster our defence, basically. All our signings are defenders, and I think we've done pretty well here. They're all youngsters as well, so we've got a bright future at the back if they manage to stay together. But our natural fitness is 20. He's not tiring anytime soon. Quite costly though, 1.3 million from one of our rivals. 32 games for him last season, 2 games for us this season, and again I think he'll fit in quite well. We do say goodbye to Nikita Rukavskia. He's gone to Melbourne on a free, and Sek has also gone for £240,000 to Troyes towards the end of last season. The formations remaining the same in the 4-2-3-1, and it's gone pretty well this season. We've only had 2 defeats in all our games and 2 draws. We are into the next round of the Europa Conference League. We've hit the group stages, so that's good for us. After losing to Levski in the first leg 3-1, we bounce back at home and win 3-0, winning 4-3 overall on aggregate. Then we play Suduva. We beat them 4-2 at home and then 4-1 away. And then in the next game, I think the final knockout round was Midtjylland. We beat 3-0 and 1-1. So really, really happy with them results as well. In the league, we've won 3-0 against Yehuda and Hapoel Jerusalem 0-0. We're lying second in the table, which is nice and where we want to be. And we've also drawn Vakinga, Sturm. I wonder if that's Sturm Graz. It is, and BFK in the Europa Conference League. We do win the Super Cup though. I don't think I saw that one. Yeah, 4-1 against Hapoel Tel Aviv. Nice little victory that. So a trophy off the bat already this season. And where does that leave us in the season preview? We're favourites to win the league this season. Just a couple of additions, and we're looking at as favourites 4-6. That is pretty good. I like to think these are all ours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players out of the 11 in the Dream 11. Wow, that's phenomenal. The media did not get it wrong, did they? We finished top of the table and quite convincingly, either 17 points clear from our nearest rivals, and it looks like we have got a Europa League spot now in there. So we've got a Champions League spot. I'm assuming that's going to be Champions League spot. I'd like to think it is. Let's have a look at the rulings. But if we don't get Champions League for finishing top, there it is a poor show. We get into it's Europa League for second place. I'm assuming we'll get into the Europa League if we bow out of the qualifying. I mean, that does mean we must be up in the rankings as well, surely. Only 5 losses this season, 69 goals, 29 conceded only, which means our back four, where we did bolster, has worked. And it is Poirot that is leading goal scorer with 38 goals, a lot more than second place Zlatanovic. Poirot also gets third best player in the league as well, and Cornod gets joint top assists. We get a lot of yellow cards. That's probably because we're very feisty and physical, I guess. Cahuin gets the Golden Glove, and most man of the match awards is Poirot again. What an amazing season this has turned out to be. So the league form then, we started off okay. We take our first loss against Tel Aviv, Maccabi Tel Aviv, that is, a 3-2, and then we have some good runs. Then we lose again 1-0, 3-1 there. Any big scores? A 4-1 win against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Wow, that is a massive victory there. And Hapoel Haifa as well. Another 4-1 victory there. We do lose to Maccabi Netanya, and then we have a nice solid run of form in the last part of the season. A lot of clean sheets. We don't concede a goal at all for quite a number of games, where we only just win 1-0, but 1-0 all the same. 4-2 last game win against Maccabi Tel Aviv, who have really been taken to the sword against us this season. The State Cup, we do bow out at the 8th round, 2-1 to Yehuda, after winning 6-2 in the previous round. The Toto Cup, we win 3-0 in the final against Hapoel Haifa, quite convincingly in the end, with Poirot and Haziza scoring 2 late goals as well. We do qualify for the knockout stages of the Europa Conference League. We finished second in the group, 12 points, 4 points behind the Turkish side. But that's still pretty good. Did we lose a 2? Yeah, we lost to the leaders twice. So that's not too bad. It's probably expected. But a good few wins against Sturm Graz and Vikinger as well. We do beat Salzburg after a 3-1 away win. We draw 2-2 at home, winning the tie 5-2 on aggregate. PSV is a massive victory at home, 3-1, even though we lost 2-1 away. A 4-3 victory overall, and after a 0-0 draw with Wolfsburg in the home leg, we got hammered 5-1 in the quarter-final stage. But we're getting closer to, well, not dominating Europe, but we're lasting a little bit longer. And that's not a bad going this season at all, with a lot happening. But to retain the league, I think, was more important. And Poirot, wow, 64 goals in 59 games and 1 assist. Yeah, he's not passing to anybody, is he? Absolutely superb. He's 29 years old, though. And he's got 1 year left on his contract. We're going to have to either look for another striker, although we have got David. But 29 years old, if we can get him on for another season, great. But if not, we're going to have to look. I mean, he's worth £3 million now. I think we can get him, probably sign him up again for a couple of seasons, and then we'll have one more season. And then obviously make some money from him, if at all possible. But we have got some youngsters in here. Who's this chap here? He's in the under-19s. He looks pretty good. Great potential. Maybe we bring him from the under-19s. 13 goals, 17 assists, 30 goal involvements, 10 for Chibota as well, the 28-year-old. Assist-wise, a lot more players getting involved. 17 for David. There's 16, 13 for Rivas there. Fanny gets 12, 10 each for Mayer and Mohammed as well, which is superb. And then probably half the team, 3/4 of the team getting involved as well. And only 52 goals conceded from Josh Cohen as well, the American. Not bad going at all. When you've got a good defence in front of you, that's probably what happens. But he only conceded 21 goals last season in 20, but he only conceded 22 in 33. Wow, with 17 clean sheets. So what is the money situation for next season? So let's find out. £2.7 million, and we've got roughly about £50,000 a week. So we're going to have to deal with contracts and then see what we got at the end of it. But another £3 million just short into the transfer kitty. So the first of our many transfers, Taylor Richards comes in on a free. 23 years old, and there's proof. Freebie, I can't believe it. Brighton must have let him go, I'm guessing. but 4 goals for us already in 3 assists, 1 player of the match. Wow. Next up, we're bringing Ricardo Marchesa, defender, left back really, 26 years old. Again, we're bolstering our back line. We've got a very, very good forward line. Our back line just wants a little bit more depth, I feel. £775,000 from Sassuolo. 3 games for us already. Steadying the ship at the back. This one was really a last-minute buy. We had some money. We decided to bring in a 19-year-old. We didn't really need to improve anywhere. He can play anywhere, left-hand side, attacking and midfield. Hopefully, he'll fill in the midfield. We did lose a big, big signing, hence this one. And we panicked, and this was the best of the rest, I feel. At £1 million, I think that goes up to 1.1, 1.3 in the end. No games for us just yet, but I think he's just going to be sitting as backup at the moment. Some more money spent, 1.1 million on Gil Cohen, centre-back option or left-back. I know we brought in another left-back, but like I say, we need a depth at the back. So I think these are going to be the final signings for the back line. We need to improve in the next couple of seasons, the front line. But 23 years old, Gil, from SC Ostad. No games for us just yet, but again, more or less a backup for us. And finally, our last signing, Eden Kartsev, midfielder. He was one on the radar from our scouts. He was probably one of the best players that we could fill in, really. And he will hopefully be taking the mantle from one of our main players, who you'll see in just a second. But 1.7 million, quite a lot. But again, from one of our rivals, playing at a 7. Looks pretty impressive so far. And Landu has gone to Red Star for 625. Batsavinska has gone to MRT for 220 grand. And Mohammed Abo Fani has gone to United Arab Emirates. And you can see about 72 grand a week. We can't compete with that. He still looks really good. I was hoping he would hang on a little bit longer for us. 1 assist in his first game, which is superb. He's been with us for a while, so we do make a lot of money. So with money to burn, we decided to fill our boots. And fill our boots we did with wins across the board, apart from a couple of defeats. The Champions League, we have made it to the group stage, everybody. We played Sarajevo 4-0 at home. We lost 3-2 in the second leg, but the damage was already done in the first. Then we played Ludogorets, and I remember in the first season we lost to Ludogorets 7-0 on aggregate. This time, 2-2 at home, massively impressive, and even better, a 2-1 away win, which saw us through to the next round. And then we played Copenhagen, which we won 3-1 in the first leg. Did lose the second one, but again, the damage was done in the first leg, so superb. We do win the Super Cup once more, so 3 for 3, 3 years in a row we've won this competition. So we're starting off with a trophy again. The league, what can I say about the league? 3 wins, a 6-0, a 6-0 and a 5-0. In fact, I don't think I mentioned we bought a new goalkeeper as well, hence the clean sheets. I must have missed him off, but Azaf Tazar looks pretty good. Ignore the oranges. He looks better than Cohen at the moment. Cohen is into his 30s now, so we're looking to replace him probably next season. We have got Fuchs, but he's just not good enough, so we want another goalkeeper next season as backup, really. But I tell you what, he's looking pretty impressive so far. 7.67. 3 games, 3 clean sheets. Impressive. So back to where it more matters. We're top of the table. 3 for 3, 70 goals scored. I mean, if this carries on for the rest of the season, I will be very, very happy. Like I said, we have gone into the group stages of the Champions League, of which we will be playing Standard Liège. We've got Rangers, Fenerbahce, Juventus, PSG, Salzburg, Man City and Dortmund. If we get anything out from that, it would be an absolute miracle. So we'll see how we're going to get on, but it is experience in the Champions League where we want to be, really, to be perfectly honest. Season preview, the odds just getting better and better, don't they? 11 to 10 favourites now to win this league, and we are dominating the Dream 11 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in there, which is absolutely superb. We want to try and dominate the rest of them as well. So let's go ahead and simulate our 3rd season, see how we get on. And fingers crossed, there'll be more trophies to come. Right, we've only gone and done it again. Champions once more. And I think we surpassed last season as well. 92 goals scored with only 3 defeats, 26 wins as well. But a goal difference of 72. We only conceded 20 goals this season. What an amazing feat that is as well. And it looks like, are they draws at the end? Looks like we drew our last 5 games. Well, it must have been that comfortable in the end that we could afford that. And in fact, I think we possibly could have afforded to lose them 5 games maybe, but I'm glad we didn't in the end. We got 2 players in the top goal scoring charge, but Peraro gets 33, the top goal scorer in the league by some distance. He also gets the best player in the league as well. In fact, 3 of our players get the best players, including our goalkeeper, who finishes on 20 clean sheets this season. So the league, we start off brilliantly. We have that 1 defeat in the first couple of months against Ben Yehuda, a 2-1 defeat there, and a 1-0 loss to Hapoel Beersheva in January even. So 2 losses all the way up to the point where we split the league into 2. That's amazing. Not many draws either, but as we'll have a look, 5 draws in the last 5 games. That's crazy. The State Cup, we get as far as the semi-finals, so we don't repeat our first season victory. So again, another defeat in the State Cup, but we do get that far. We beat Nazareth 3-2, 5-3 there, 1-0 against Jerusalem, 3-0 on aggregate actually. And it just seems strange that the quarterfinals are over 2 legs, but the semi-finals are not. The Toto Cup, we win that 3-1. So another trophy, our second. In fact, we've done the treble once again this season. We keep winning these trebles of sorts, and domestically, it's just how we go about it in Europe. So we get ourselves to the Champions League group stage, and we do finish 32nd in the end. Just a 1-0 against Standard Liège, 1-0. 2 draws against PSG, wow, and Fenerbahce. But we do lose to Dortmund. Man City, we get smashed 6-0. Salzburg, Juventus and Rangers. I would have probably expected us to beat Salzburg and get something out of the Rangers game. But yeah, disappointing. 5 points in the end. 21 conceded. I mean, that is disappointing to be fair, but probably expected. So, our team. Goals. 50 goals scored for Peraro. Wow. And Din David as well gets 25. Now I can't make my mind up if he actually played up front or not, but now Peraro's 30, David's 29 as well, and a few others reaching 29 like Haziza and Chibota as well. We're looking to have to replace them at some point, but while we're winning, why would we? We just need to get some youngsters coming through, and hopefully they'll get some game time. Richards in his first season, 15 goals, 12 goals for Haziza with 15 assists, amazingly. And speaking of assists, Rivas with 13, and it's probably about just over half the team on assist duty. Sir, the goalkeeper, I do apologise if I am pronouncing it incorrectly, but 16 goals conceded in the league. Well, 16 in 12 because 20 of them were clean sheets. Wow, a 7.3. Just goes to show you when you have a decent back 4 in front of you and a decent enough goalkeeper as well. That's phenomenal. But overall, he played 54 games and conceded 54. 27, half of them games clean sheets. But that is absolutely amazing. Did he get many last season? Not an awful lot, 12 last season, but that's superb. So let's have a look at the transfer budget. We've been given £7 million. That's an awful lot of money. We really struggled in the transfer market this window. There were not many good players out there. It felt like we had the best players. We tried to keep to the home base players that we could get our hands on, and because we can only have up to 6 foreign players in the side, I do feel that we have got an abundance of them already in the team. First signing, Itmar Noy, midfielder, winger, Cam. I think for a homegrown talent, he looks pretty good. 24 years old as well. We are going to start needing some of these youngsters to come through and get some game time because of some of them on the late 20s, early 30s now. And I think he looks all right. Physicals look fine. £900,000. That's all it's cost us. And he's got a goal for us already, which is pretty nice. We bring in a youngster, Abed Raffaelli. Again, I think he's more or less as a backup. Got good potential. He's got a lot of growing to do, but for a goalkeeper, we needed somebody just as a backup. A left back, we needed a backup there as well. 23-year-old Ledner is that chap. Stats wise, it looks okay. It's hard to get some decent homegrown talent, and unless you're going to spend quite a lot of money, we can't bring them in, unfortunately. Even though we had £7 million, it just wasn't enough, and you have bringing some of these guys in. £1.5 million, for instance, this one. 7.2 so far, with an assist in his first two games. Finally, you'll probably know where we're going with this one. We bring in Piccoli, Italian, 24-year-old. We had to find a replacement for Peraro. I think he looks pretty decent. That's, like I say, 24 years old, and 2 goals for us in his first game. £1.5 million from Atalanta in Italy, and he's playing at an 8.6 already. So we only spend 5.5. We do lose, like I say, Peraro for £1.2 million to Venezia, and a few other players going as well. Goldberg to Rostov, and Cohen, the other goalkeeper, to St. Louis City, with Levy going on a loan deal to UTA Arad with a option to buy at the end. That being said, our form has been very, very indifferent. We started off with a loss just as we were trying to find our feet. Piccoli was very unhappy at the start of his tenure here, so we had to give him a leave of absence for about a month. So he missed out on a lot of pre-season. However, we do pick up a Super Cup final once more, which is nice. A 6-0 win over Maccabi Tel Aviv. 6-0 with Piccoli netting a hat-trick. So he did play a couple of games. Rosenberg, he scored 2 goals in that one as well, which is quite nice. And then, yeah, we struggled after he went away for a bit. Although we did navigate our way through Europe. We did get knocked out by Salzburg in the end, 3-1 with that away loss. But we did well against Shakhtar, though. We were 4-3 down after the first leg. We beat them 3-0 at their ground. And same happened in the first path qualifying as well. We beat Rosenberg 6-1 and we lost 3-1 away. So the only losses we take are the away matches, apart from the Shakhtar one in Europe. But apart from that, we are unbeaten. The league, a 1-1 draw with Maccabi Tel Aviv and a 3-2 victory over Jerusalem as well. The Europa League takes up that format again, which we got to get into the top 24. And I think we might stand a better chance in the Europa League than the Champions League. But we shall see. Sturm Graz we play, Copenhagen, Ghent, Zrinski, Galatasaray, Dinamo. We've got Slavan Bratislava and Maribor as well. I'd like to think that we can qualify for the next round in that. I really do. Confirmation of the Super Cup winner there. Toto Cup, we are in the final once more. And we are lying 6th in the table, which is quite hard to take at the moment. 4 points. We're still unbeaten though. 3 points off the leaders, but I think we can take that back. And if we have a look at the preview, we are 2-5 favourites now to win the league. So the odds have just been, just got better and better. We have virtually almost taken over the Dream 11, just 3 players in there that are not ours. Season 4 ends without a glitch, and look at that, we're top of the table. Only 2 losses suffered this season in the league, and 101 goals scored. New striker? Coincidence? Who knows? We'll see how much he has got this season. But cracking 82 points and a 75 goal difference on top of that is absolutely stunning. And Piccoli, even though he had that month break right at the very beginning, he still manages to score 54 goals, double than Jerusalem's striker, who's in second with 26. I mean, it's more than double, isn't it, really? Wow. Piccoli gets the best player of the league, undoubtedly. If we just have a look at the team overview as well, it's just a cracking it's just another wonderful win. But Maccabi Haifa, we dominate. Most points per game, obviously. Most shots for 685. Wow. We also get the most clean sheets, which is 16. We score obviously the most goals, again nearly double. We have the few shots against as well. That's even more amazing. So credit to our goalkeeper and defenders. We have the most possession, 61%, and the fewest goals conceded as well. What I'd say that's a successful season on that alone. I like them colours. I'm not going to lie. I am enjoying them colours. A 6-1 smash in there of Hapoel Beersheva. 4-0, a 5-2 right at the very beginning. 4-0 again, a 4-0 at Tel Aviv. 5-0 against Jerusalem. 8-0 there of Hapoel El Farm. Brilliant, 8-0. Who got in amongst the goals there? Haziza, back from injury obviously. A hat-trick for Piccoli. Another 5-0, a 5-3. Oh, teams start to score a few goals against us. We suffer our first loss in April. Wow. And that's in when the league splits into two. And we suffer two losses, a 1-0 and a 2-1. But other than that, we smash teams. And that's what we want to see. A successful league campaign for sure. The State Cup, we finally get our hands back on the State Cup after winning it in the first season. We win 1-0 against Tikva with a 3-1 win over Shiva in the semi-final. But we have a quarter-final 10-0 aggregate score win, a 1-0 in the 8th round. 8th round and 8th final. So to go along with our Super Cup, that's a treble. Right there. The Toto Cup, we get to the final again and we win that 3-1. So trophy number 4. Is that the domestic quadruple? That's superb. We've dominated. Finally got our domination in there. Absolutely brilliant. 3-0 win over Farm in the final. So in the Europa League, well, we finish a credible 14th position with 4 wins. Coming against Slavan Bratislava, Dinamo Galatasaray and Srinsky, which is superb. A draw against Maribor and the losses against Ghent, Copenhagen and Sturm Graz. 4 points short of finishing in 8th position, so it's not too bad there either. And we have a plus goal difference for a change. Maybe the Europa League is more suited to us. Maybe in this form, we should have gone to the conference and won it maybe. So in the knockout playoff round, we win that 5-1 over Galatasaray despite playing them in the league phase. But a 5-1 victory over with a 4-0 away win. But it is Nice we come unstuck. 4-2 loss over all the 2 legs. Now the question is, how many did Piccolo score? So if you look at goals, flipping heck. Wow, 86 goals in a season for Piccolo in 58 games. Nearly 2 a game. Wow. Oh my word! What? I mean, that's just wow. That's just crazy. What's his contract? Because he could be just snatched up, couldn't he? Minimum £2 million release. Flip it. No. We're gonna have to do something there and try and keep him on a little bit longer. Maybe if we discuss a contract with him now. He wants 16 to 20 grand. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can quickly do that. Yeah, he's a superstar. 20 grand, no release. No, none of that business. Thank you. 20 grand, I don't mind paying 20. He wants 23. I don't mind giving him 23 for that. Bang, 5 years. He's got no release clause now, so we've tied him in. But wow, that's amazing. And plus, if he did leave, I'd want damn sight more than £2 million, even 3. Noik nets in with 17 and 22. Where's he playing, my boy? In the middle. Did Taylor not play? Well, Taylor's right behind him, 18 and 6. So he obviously plays. So we've got 3 young strikers up there. David, superb, but he's 30 years old now. Same with the Haziza. We'll probably look to move them on, but going into the final season, maybe we just get some youngsters in, or if somebody comes in for them, we may let them go. But I'm not very happy to let them go, to be fair. I know this is a rebuild, but our youngsters need to get game time. Assist-wise, 22 for Noy. That's amazing. I mean, maybe we don't need Haziza. Finances, £8.5 million with probably about £20,000 a week. We probably use that up on the renewal for Piccolo, though, to be fair. The only problem we have got is, unless we get rid of our quota of foreign players, we can't bring any more foreign players in outside Israel. So we either have to go and take players from our rivals, which we have got the money to do so. And if we can do that, then we can replace some of the older people. Remember Daniel Peretz, who went to Juventus? We got him back. £2 million it's cost us, unfortunately, a little bit more than what we sold him for. Well, that he had a contract clause in, but we needed a backup goalkeeper. He's going to fight for the number 1 jersey. Had a good season with the under 23s last season. 40 goals conceded in 37. He wanted to leave. He wanted more game time, and he's decided he's coming to us. So I'm really, really happy with that. So we've got 2 really good goalkeepers at the moment. We also pick up a central defender. It's Shimon Mizari. £2 million from Hapoel Tel Aviv. Looks pretty decent, 5'9", and probably a little bit small for a centre back, but he can jump a little bit and he can header as well. He's got good tackling skills and teamwork and positioning, so he should be okay. A lot of potential, and he's only 19 years old. And something to help out our striker Piccoli as well. I think that's 3 Italians now we have in the side. We're going to use him as a cam role. He can play up front. 23 years old. We do need to prepare for the future, and we did lose one of our main players in that cam position, so we had to go out hunting, which allowed us to go and get another foreign player, which was really, really good. So really, money was no object at this point. £4.5 million from Empoli. A goal and assist for us in 2 games, and he's obviously playing a lot better than he has done in previous seasons. And that is because we lost Taylor Richards to Stoke. They sought out his release clause, £2 million. Not happy that he went, but it did give us some extra cash, which we used for Boldzini. And also, Levy's gone out on loan, and Chibota has gone to Rostov for £375,000. I think somebody else left as well. Orad has gone for 170 to Netanya, and we lose Mizari. A guy Mazzari, who we only just bought that season, and we sold him literally not even 12 months later, I guess, just for a cut price. Didn't use him, getting Mardi, and to be perfectly honest, he wasn't that great. Results so far have been in our favour. We once again win the Super Cup, so that's 5 for 5. Toto Cup, of which we have got into the final, a 3-0 win over Netanya, and we play Beta Jerusalem in a couple of weeks. We have made it into the Champions League group stage, of which we play Rangers, and we've drawn 1-1 already with them. We also get to play Real Madrid, Porto, I think that's Napoli, Man City, Nice, who knocked us out of the Europa League last season, Craiova, and Newcastle. Okay, that would be interesting. I'd like to see us get out of that group or qualify for the next round at least anyway, so that would be quite nice if we could. And the way we are playing, there's no reason why we shouldn't. But along the way, we did beat Ludogorets 3-2 on aggregate. Then we beat Karabag 2-0 and 3-0. In the league, we've won 5-0 and 2-0, which sits us nice on top. Not as many goals as the start of last season, but we didn't play as many games, I don't think. So we're looking for the defence of the title once again. We've won it 3 times on the bounce. Let's make it 4. We are defending the domestics this season. So we'll see how we get on the Super Cup. We've retained. Let's retain everything else. And if we have a look where we are for the season preview, 4-9 now favourites to win the league. It's just absolutely amazing. And it can't get any better than that. We have got 10 players in the Dream 11 out of the 11. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So without any further ado, let's simulate our final season. Season 5 to come. Fingers crossed we've got the domestics, and we'll go a little bit further in Europe. Well, season 5 goes to plan. Top of the table. Champions for the 4th time in a row. I have to say we dominated. Only 2 losses this season. 31 wins from 36. That is superb. With 3 draws as well, and we have quite a good run in as well. The only closest to us, 30 points the difference though. That's amazing. Overall, Piccoli, 55 goals this season. The guy is just superb. It's just a question of whether we can keep him or not. Our goalkeeper as well gets 21 clean sheets as well. I mean, we dominated everything, and the good thing is we didn't get many yellow cards as well by looks of things. So how does the fixtures look? Oh my word! We were unbeaten right up until the 6th of February. And we'd won every game. In fact, just that one loss, and we won every game right up to April. almost a clean sweep through the whole season. Just the 2 losses, Beta Jerusalem giving us the other defeat, but a couple of draws as well in the last section. But I tell you what, that's amazing. There's a month where we don't even concede a goal, couple of 6s, couple of 4s. Another month where we don't concede a goal. Some nice fixtures there. 5-0 then against Hapoel Tel Aviv. And a 5-2 last game of the season as well. To a team that we lost to 1-0 away from home as well. The State Cup we do not defend. We get knocked out in the quarterfinal stage against Hapoel Beersheva. 2-3 on aggregate. The 2-0 away leg victory. With the winner coming in right at the very end. We were winning right till the very end. 89th minute and then extra time. The Intertoto Cup, we do get to the final, like I said, right at the beginning. And we do lose to Beta Jerusalem 2-0. So it isn't a clean sweep in that over the 5 seasons like we saw in the Super Cup. But four wins out of the 5 isn't too bad. But a 2-0 loss, disappointing considering the run that we were on. After getting to the Champions League group phase, we get knocked out, the 30th place. Wow, just the one win against University Craiova. Sorry, I have butchered that name, but we lose to we draw with Man City and Rangers actually. Man City, that's a big improvement to this. I think it was a 6-0 loss that we had the first time we played them. But losses to Newcastle, Nice, Napoli, Porto, and Real Madrid really sealed our fate though. But again, another poor showing in the Champions League, but Champions League nonetheless, we still got there in the end. And incidentally, the final, Man City got all the way to the final, losing in extra time to Bayern Munich. And goals, wow. The 2 Italians leading the way with Tommaso Boldanzi and Piccoli. 74 goals. Oh my word. Both of them played, I'm assuming the 54 is the maximum amount of games that were played, but 74 goals and 1 assist. The guy is just a genius, and he's almost at a 5-star. If we have a closer look at him, 109 goals in 70 appearances. Last season he scored 86 in 58, and this season he scored 74. So 160 goals he scored in 112 games for us. That's just absolutely amazing. A few more goals from Tommaso then, 18, 12 for 9. Rivas as well with 9, Wayne with 17 assists. So goals throughout half the team, not everybody getting on the score sheet because obviously our front three are just bossing it a bit. 18 assists from Noy, Rivas with 17 for Hiziza as well, the 31-year-old. He will have to be moved on at some point, but to be perfectly honest, while he's playing that great, and I think he's one of our better players as well, unless we get a replacement for him that's just as good, we'd have to keep him. But I think now he's dropped off a fair bit. I think we would be looking to replace him, I would have thought. And same with Mohammed as well, although still looking good, 2 goals and 8 assists. Finances, £26 million in the bank, which is good. The budget has gone up to £9 million, and any debts, we've just given them £50,000 in transfer debt. That's all we've given them. With about 15 trophies to our name in this rebuild. 4 leagues, 5 Super Cups, 4 Toto Cups, 2 State Cups, and Europe every season. Absolutely amazing. Not played in Israel before, and I have to say, this will be quite a good save to do. Try and get him to build up on Europe. And in actual curiosity, the Israeli Premier League is up to 15th in the competition reputations. That is superb as well. And Piccoli as well. Let's just have a quick look. I am intrigued. See if he got a Golden Boot award or something like that. So the Europe's best player. I just don't understand. He did. Proro the season before, and Piccoli this season, 54 goals. I don't know whether he might have won it towards the end of the season as well. It's not showing just yet. But Maccabi Haifa forwards are doing the biz. I just have interest. Where is Praro as well? He's Venezia. How is he doing? Ouch. Obviously not getting the service as he did with ourselves. Oh, I feel sorry for him, to be fair. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. Smash the like button if you did and you like the rebuild series. Let me know down in the comments as well who would you like to see rebuilt next. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you on the next rebuild. Thank you very much for watching.